Hey guys, it's Deshiba here, and today I will be going over Voodoo with you and how to set it up. For those of you who don't know what Voodoo is, it's essentially a healing add-on, but you can use it for other things as well, like targeting NPCs. I don't use it for that though, so I am only going to be showing you how to set it up for healers. Right now I'm on my level 60 Holy Paladin in the Shadowlands expansion. You know how up to date we are. And I switched to Voodoo after using Healbot. Healbot stopped displaying things correctly for me, and I heard great things about Voodoo. People say Voodoo's great once you set it up the way you want to, and there's optimization, which absolutely there is. I will show you in the menus. Voodoo has a lot of options that Healbot didn't, and I'm glad I made the switch. Looking at right now, it doesn't look so great, but we're gonna change all that. So, let's get started. You will notice, or you should notice, a new icon next to your minimap. You can click and drag it to move it around the minimap. I'm sure there's a way to get rid of it if you don't like it, but I like it there because it's quick to access, and I like putting it right there so it's not intrusive with anything else. I don't think any icons pop up over there. I believe the mail icon pops up here, but that should be good. Alright, so you're going to click on your new little blood elf icon. That's your voodoo icon. And I know this is going to look intimidating, but really, voodoo's default system is actually pretty nice. It's mainly just changing up the panels that you gotta worry about. So let's start with the basics and get rid of this NPC box because we're not going to be using that because we don't need to track NPCs. If you need to track NPCs for whatever reason, you might want to leave that up, but I don't track NPCs on my healers, so we'll click on the move panel down here, and you're going to click this X right here. That deletes all of these. Now, if you wanted to just delete single frames, then you would click these X's in the boxes. But I want to delete that whole thing. Oh, you have to click it twice. There you go. Okay. I'm going to keep this panel up because this is good for raid groups. And you can keep pets up if you want. Sometimes that gets a little bit confusing. I usually keep it up just in case. And the way I set up my bars, it goes underneath the main characters. Or the main people in your party, like the actual players. But if you don't want to track pets, just remove that box and it won't track pets for you. So I'm going to click OK. Well, you don't want to click OK because we're not done yet. So that's it with that pretty much. So now, well, we'll click OK just so you can see the change. So now we don't have that whole mess up here. And if you want to, you can grab the edge of your voodoo and put it somewhere that you prefer. I like it down here, somewhere not in the way of my cast bar. So, yeah, okay, that's better. So, you will also notice there's a Voodoo buff watch on here. I believe that displays buffs that you're missing, but I don't use that a whole lot because I'm pretty good with keeping my buffs on. So we'll go back into our Voodoo stuff. We're going to go to the buffs tab and general and just disable it. And then you see, boom, that buff watch thing went away. And we will no longer be using the buffs panel because it's not tracking anything now. So let's go back to general. Oh, also you can move this box if it's in the way. So I like to move it up here. So I keep this the same by default. Scanners, I keep the same. Threat incoming, I keep the same. AoE advice, I keep the same. So there's a lot of people who turn this off because they think it's annoying. I don't use it like that though. Well, this is actually a pretty cool section. I like to use this. So you'll see here when you hover over it, enter a text to be shown in chat when you start resurrecting someone. Use Voodoo as placeholder for the name. So I'll just do resurrecting. So resurrecting Voodoo. And it'll replace that with the person's name. So someone was rezzing me and using Voodoo, it would say resurrecting Caranthier. I clear out Mass Resurrection because I noticed that when you use the Smart Cast, I'll show you what Smart Cast is. It tries to use your Mass Heal by default, and haven't really figured out how to do that yet. But yeah, I can show you that later. So resurrecting Voodoo and clear out the Mass Res announcement. Indicators. Oh, this is like the stuff around your box. I am going to turn off the roll and summons status because I don't like that there. And I think I keep everything else the same pretty much, at least on my paladin. I change it up a little bit on my druid. Clusters, I keep that the same. Spell trace, I keep that the same. Bouquets, yeah, bouquets I keep the same. Okay, so we'll go over to spells, and this is going to be a lot. So if you're used to Healbot, you'll notice some similarities. This is where, you know, your mouse button will do certain things. So right here, my left mouse button, if I click on my name, it'll play Flash of Light, or cast Flash of Light. Right would be Cleanse. You can do commands too, but again, I only use Healbot for healing, Voodoo for healing. So we're going to be changing this up. Now, I've noticed that some people will just type the spells in here, but that's just too much work for me, so I'll show you an easy way. So bring up your spell book, and let me go into my stuff real quick. Okay. So, the way I like to set it up is Flash of Light is my left mouse button. Holy Shock is my right button. Holy Light is my middle button. So yeah, you can just drag and drop them in here. And then you also don't have to worry about misspellings. Button 4 is Word of Glory. There it is. Button 5 is Holy Light. Wait, no, not Holy Light. Beacon. Where's my beacon? Beacon of Light. Okay. Button 5, Beacon of Light. Now, obviously, if you only have 3 mouse buttons, you're not going to be filling out buttons 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have like 5 buttons on my mouse, so. Obviously, this isn't all of our spells, so we can go over to Shift. That's where I usually put my AoE spells. So Shift is gonna be Light of Dawn is what I like this button to be. Light of the Martyr is going to be right. Lay on Hands is gonna be my Shift middle click. Divine Toll is going to be my button 4. Now, that's a Bastion spell, so you might not have it. Holy Prism is going to be my button 5. I don't really use Holy Prism with my Voodoo, though. I normally press it because it heals more if it's aimed at an enemy. Like, so if you aim it at an enemy, it'll bounce to your allies to heal them. So I rarely use it in the Healbot thing. Or, I'm sorry, Voodoo. I keep saying Healbot. I gotta get away from that. Alright. So we're gonna click on Control. So I only use the regular, the Shift, and the Control. So Control is going to be... I like to use Cleanse as my left mouse button. And... yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Obviously, you can put more stuff in here, but this is the way I like it. You know what? We'll throw Resurrection as my control right click. Wait, redemption warning? Oh, I know why, because SmartCast is turned on. Okay, so I won't worry about that. And what SmartCast is when you do that, it will, and you just, okay, so say one of your teammates was dead, and you're out of combat, you would just click on their profile, and even though I have Flash of Light bound to my left mouse click, it would try to res them instead. And now you can get rid of that if you want. I actually kind of like that, but sometimes I don't. It's kind of up to you. You gotta get a feel of it. Let's see. I don't mess with anything else in here other than the mouse button. So that's it for the spells tab. Buffs, we already turned that off. Debuffs, okay. So debuffs, I like to see an icon, so I'm going to click on that. And you can play a sound if you want, but I don't like playing sounds because that gets annoying. And we're going to go to custom. And icon is checked. I like the timer because, you know, shows you the little countdown. And click to show custom debuff icons. Oh, that's custom. Okay, we won't worry about that. Visuals. I like putting it in my bottom left-hand corner. I'll show you why. I feel like they look kind of big, so we're going to scale it down to 7. And that's pretty much it. We're going to go to panels. And, oh, here we go. Okay, so by default, Voodoo will try to, like, it'll stack the people in your group. So, and it'll stack them vertically. So if I had someone else in my group, it would show up underneath my name. And I don't like that. Like I said, it came from Healbot. I'm used to everything being horizontal. So I'm just going to check the horizontal, and you see everything moved horizontally. So that means everyone's names will be going across the screen as opposed to just right there. Or just vertically. I keep these the same. Sort by unit ID. I always change that to tank, healer, DPS. So that way, you know, my tank's first, I'm second, and then the DPS. Because we matter the most. I keep this the same. I think I turn off the panel. Yeah, okay, so I turn off the panel. So I select none there, because I don't like that. Let's go to sizing. Ooh. So, bar height, I like to make that a little bit smaller, like around 38. Let's see, Y gap 5, Y spacing 2, panel size 1x, X spacing 5, 5, 80. Oh, I make my bar width a little bit bigger because I like to see how much health people have, because the longer it is, the easier it is to see, well, I shouldn't say the longer it is, the easier it is to see the percentages, but I don't like it really, really little like this, because it's harder for me to see exactly how much health is missing, or yeah, so I try to space it out a little bit. I like to put it up to 100 sometime. I like to put it up to 100 at least. Most of the time I usually go with like 114 or 115 though. Yeah, I make it kind of long. Because I just feel the missing health will show up better. Let's see. Bars. Okay, so this is where you can change the background of this bar. So the polished wood is nice, but it's just too much for me. So I like Voodoo Aluminum. That's usually a little bit nicer. You know, you can change it to a few other things though. Ooh, flat, gross. Oh, threat plates, very simple. And, oh, so, hang on, let me go back to aluminum. So some people like seeing class colors in the background. I don't, and I will show you why. I always click gradient because I think the green is nicer, and the green will, once you drop down to a certain damage, it'll fade. So it'll go green, then it'll start fading to yellow, to orange, to red, as the characters lose health. So I like gradient. Even if you had class colors selected, it would still start. It would change to a red color if they were really low. But I don't like class colors selected because if you have a warlock or a mage and a debuff comes up, their bar will change to the color of the debuff. And warlock's class color is purple. Sometimes the debuffs are purple. Mage's class colors are blue, and sometimes the debuffs are blue. So I just like gradient because it visually helps me a lot better. So that there. And let's see, texture. Did I change texture at all? No, I kept that at 17. But whoa. Oh goodness, what have we done? There we go. Oh, texture number, that's just this stuff. Okay. Headers. I don't like seeing the headers. That's where it shows group 1 over here. So I uncheck that. Bye. Targets. I don't change this. Tooltips. I don't change this either. Text. Okay. Let's see here. I don't like the font they give you by default. I like Cabin the best. So we'll go in and change it to Cabin. And I do like seeing class colors. I just don't like it being the background color. So I'm going to check off class colors in the name so I can see, it's in the name. And in case I get like a hunter where their class color is green, I don't want it fading into the background, so we're going to check off outline so it gives you a nice outline. Now obviously that looks really small, so I'm going to change name text size to I like 12 and life text size to 11, and that just looks so much better to me. Let's see, what else do I do? That's pretty much, yeah, shadow. Oh, no. No, I like the shadow because it makes the black around that. It makes the outline a little bit. It makes it easier to see for me. So, let's see. Hot icons. I like to put my hot icons or heal over time icons across the top. So we're just going to select this button right up here. And oh, okay, so it automatically has my hot order. And hot order is how it displays on the bar, and it'll display from left to right. So, beacon of light. My beacon of light is bound to mouse button 5, so I'm going to press it, and boom, you see there's my beacon of light icon. And that's going to stay there because it always stays on that person until they die, or you remove it, or they leave the party. And Glimmer of Light is there. Now, I do notice that some characters you go onto, it will not automatically import the hot orders for you. So you have to set them up manually. And this is where you would do it, though. Let's see, what else can I do? Oh, you can do a lot of stuff. Okay, so that's all I do there for my paladin. I keep it on icons because glossy, it's just the box, and flat, it's just the box. I don't like those. And text, so you can see it, the little counter, if it was, had a ticking cooldown like druids have. Let's see, hotbars, I don't do anything with that. And miscellaneous, I don't do anything with that either, I just keep it the same. Okay. Some people like having the class icons over their headers. And if you want to do that, you can always, you know, go back to general, or where was it? It was... Oh yeah, general indicators, and you can always change the special dot to the class icons. But like I said, I don't like it there, especially because I know with the way my Voodoo is set up that it goes one, you know, tank. My order goes tank, healer, DPS. So I don't care for the icons, but you can definitely change that. Colors. Oh, this is where you can change all of your debuff colors and clusters. I like the way it is, so I just keep it like that. Modes. I don't change this. Powers. I don't change that. Hots. I don't change that. Don't change that. Classes. Nope. Yeah. So I don't change anything in the colors tab. Okay. This is the place where you would save your profile. So right now it says empty. I'm going to name it. So we'll name it like this. Shiva Paladin. And I don't like to save as my default. I like to make a different profile for each type of character. So let's save it first, and I'll show you what it does. So we're going to save, and now it shows up in my list of profiles, and you can pull this up on your other characters. So if you like that and want to build on it, then just do it that way. Also, you can share your profile if someone likes your profile and you want them to share it, or if someone wants you to share it, you just press that button. You can also export, and it'll give you like this whole code. Like I'll show you. So you click export, it'll give you this whole code. You just Control A to highlight it all, Control C to copy, and then you can import it. You press the import button, and yeah, you press import, and then you just paste in there. Which is really cool because it makes it really easy to share builds with people. Like, for example, I reset my entire Voodoo for this video, and I didn't know it would reset all of my profiles. I thought it would keep my profiles there, but it didn't. But that's okay, because I copied all of that export data over. Key layouts, export... Yeah, I don't really mess with stuff here. If you really mess up and you want to change everything back to default, you would go under Tools, Reset button, and click everything. But it will tell you it will reset the whole add-on to factory default settings. And when it says the whole add-on, it means the entire add-on. So if you have any profile saved, it will clear them out too. So if you do want to reset it, but there's a few profiles in there you like, you know, go back to your profiles and click the export button and save this in a text document somewhere. That way you can pull it up later and import it. And then you have everything back to normal. If you guys want me to create a video for other healer classes, let me know. I will gladly do that, and I'll show you my whole setup. I plan on doing a druid one sometime in the future because my druid setup is way different. I mean, it has the standard, like, it looks like this, where, you know, green and horizontal, but it does way different things because, you know, druids deal with heal over time spells and less direct spells. So, yeah. I will make that video at some point, but this will at least help you get started.